By the April of 1536, Anne Boleyn had around a month left to live. She didn't know that, but Henry VIII knew that he was going to marry Jane Seymour, and he was going to marry her soon. Jane Seymour was pretty aware of this fact herself. Now, in this lead up to Anne's arrest and trial, Jane Seymour had been put into some very fancy, comfortable lodgings at Beddington, so the estate of Nick Carew in Surrey. She's probably never been treated like this before as a VIP in a home, so this must have been quite a new and quite exciting experience for her. When it gets to the point where Anne has been tried and they know what's going to happen to her, Jane is moved closer to Whitehall. She's moved about a mile away from the king, and she's fitted out with new beautiful clothes befitting a queen. On the 19th of May, when Anne is executed, the Archbishop Cranmer issues a dispensation for Henry to be able to marry Jane, and as soon as Anne has passed, Henry heads off to see Jane. Now, he leaves her that evening. She gets herself an early night, makes her necessary preparations, and is up early the next morning. She probably chooses one of the nicest of those new dresses that she's got, and she heads off to meet Henry, but they're not getting married just yet. At Hampton Court, they make a formal betrothal in front of witnesses. Jane returns to her lodgings, something she went back to Wolf Hall, something she stayed closer to the king in London. Either way, she returns away from the king, who stays at Chelsea and gets ready for the actual wedding, which is still to come. And at this point, Henry is in a bubble of happiness, even though some might look upon him thinking that's a bit strange considering his previous wife has just died. He conducts no business at this time. He's far too busy being in love with his new bride-to-be. It can't have also escaped Jane that something that took Anne Boleyn 6 years to achieve has only taken her a matter of months. Jane still has another 10 days to prepare for her actual wedding, and at this point in Henry's life, he has been known for his inconsistency, for his fickle mind. So there's bound to be some real concerns there for Jane, seeing what happened to the previous two wives and knowing that she needed to stay in this role of docile, subservient Jane in order to hopefully keep him with her and stop him from turning on her. And it's no coincidence that she took the motto bound to obey and serve, which I'm sure Henry very much enjoyed. So on the 30th of May, in all her finery, she was married to Henry in the Queen's Closet at York Place, and while they did spend the wedding night together, Henry wanted to keep the wedding as quiet as he could for a few days. He wanted to introduce Jane slowly rather than in one big formal announcement. Over the next few days, reports will have already reached Jane's ear of two other women that Henry has pointed out as quite liking the look of. Jane first appears formally, publicly, as Queen on the 2nd of June, and reports seem to have been quite favourable from all around, really. Cromwell congratulates the king on picking the most virtuous woman and comparing her to Anne as day to night. On the 4th of June, she is officially proclaimed Queen and processes with Henry and many ladies, and they dine under a canopy of state. And then we see the celebrations continue. So on the 7th of June, they travel from Greenwich to Whitehall. There's a huge river pageant with musicians and gun salutes. And one last poignant note is that there really wasn't much trouble at all to turn the heraldic emblem of Anne, the leopard, into the emblem of Jane, the panther. If you would like to learn more about Jane Seymour, you can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, or even better, on my Patreon. And I would love it if you would like this video and subscribe for more Tudor tales.